Big Ten Player of the Year, JuJu Watkins and USC's in the building to take on All-American Lauren Betts and UCLA, looking for some paybacks today. Big Ten and the LA Stars are rising in Indianapolis. West Coast rivals reunite, this time with a Big Ten tournament title on the line.
The Bruins have moved on to the Big Ten Finals.
It's over. USC is on to the Big Ten tournament title.
The Stars are out in Indy. Who will get their Hollywood ending? It's the Big Ten Women's Championship. The city of Los Angeles has taken over Indianapolis in a chance for the Big Ten Tournament Championship. It is the third meeting between USC and UCLA. The Trojans have taken the first two. To get to this point, the top two seeds in opposite sides of the bracket, each of them had to win a couple of games to meet each other for a third time of the season here in the championship. It is time to decide a champion. Welcome to Indy. Julianne Vianney, Brain, Lisa Byington, AJ Ross on the sideline for us. Julianne, these two teams in an expanded 18-team Big Ten Conference have been the cream of the crop all season long. No surprise they're competing for the championship.
No, they did it in the Pac-12. Now they're doing it in the Big Ten. And these two teams have faced each other and had solid performances. USC had the better of UCLA in those first two performances, but a clean slate today. One more game, it's a championship, so everything is in the past.
The top two teams in the country and two of the top players, certainly National Player of the Year candidates. JuJu Watkins, we start with her, what she's been able to do in the Big Ten tournament.
I mean, she's been remarkable. Even when she's blanketed by multiple defenders, she finds a way to score in a variety of ways and gets to where she wants to go on the floor. Just the way that she has shot the ball and she seamlessly glides through the lane is next level.
Let's take a look at our fast analysis presented by AT&T. UCLA has to respond. They've been doing it in the Big Ten tournament.
They have. They've been getting the ball into Lauren Betts, and when she catches it this deep in the lane, she is powerful. She dominates the paint. They've got to continue to get her touches in there because she's able to look out and pop it to her guards. London Jones had an incredible performance, dropping 6 threes against Ohio State. They've got to spread the floor like this.
USC and UCLA have met more than 100 times in this series, but today it's for the Big Ten Tournament Championship. A little bit of history. CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten Women's Championship is sponsored by Geico. Switch and save, get more with Geico. Discover, it pays to discover. And by AT&T, connecting changes everything. CBS Sports presentation of NCAA Conference Championship Weekend presented by Allstate. Time to join the third member of our team, AJ Ross. AJ, everybody likes a good rivalry.
Absolutely, Lisa, and you got to throw out the records when it comes to a rivalry clash like this for a third time. Corey Post told us that her UCLA team, if they want to win today, they have to respond to adversity.
Schools really separated. Their arenas are separated by 15 miles. They had to travel 2,000 plus to get here to play for the championship. Your starting lineups, Kiki Rice is one of the vocal leaders here for UCLA, and Kiki Iriafen has been fantastic, coming off a double-double in the semifinals. She pairs well as the Stanford transfer this year with one JuJu Watkins. Brendan Pantoa, Mai Forsberg, and Julie Gramenhoek are your officials here for the Big Ten Tournament Championship. And well, you know what? A first-time meeting here in the Big Ten Tournament Championship between these two schools. One jump ball isn't good enough. We're going to do it twice.
That's right. A little more airtime here.
It's Kennedy Smith who wins the tip. Von Oelhoffen, another one of the transfers here for USC, will get things started off the hands of Iriafen, and the turnover on the first possession for SC. USC comes in with a 28-2 overall record. They lost early this season to a Notre Dame team. They said they learned a lot from that loss. They also took one on the chin at Iowa in the Caitlin Clark retirement jersey game. And there's a tough shot. Gabriela Jaquez, who's not playing 100% fittingly, gets the first bucket.
Yeah, she's been sick all weekend, but she's one of those players that Coach Close knows she can just put in the game, and she's going to do what she needs to do.
Well, she drew up a Hawkes bucket in the first possession of the semifinal. Corey Close talks about how she draws it up for Hawkes again, and to tie it there is Kennedy Smith, who herself was challenged in 5.
Yeah, at this point in the tournament, there are a lot of tired legs, and it's going to be a lot about who can sustain themselves to the end of the game.
Here's Lauren Betts' first shot.
One thing for UCLA is they had an easier semifinal game. They should be a little bit more well-rested today, Lisa, than USC, who really had a battle with Michigan last night.
Yeah, USC was trailing by as many as 9 points to the Wolverines. Zaria Finn misses, and Smith gets the rebound, a really good offensive rebounding team. But to your point, UCLA beat Ohio State. I mean, just a beat down to the Buckeyes, 75-46. People like Betts played about 5 to 6 minutes below her average. Kiki Rice about 10 minutes below her average. Hawkes about 8 minutes below her average in that semifinal. So very well rested for 3 of their top players. Dugalich gets tied up, and the jump ball will stay here. They'll take it out from the sideline here for UCLA. You look at the series history. I mentioned that these two programs have played over 100 times in their program histories, but this is the first time to compete for a Big Ten tournament championship. USC won the regular season championship outright. They've actually handed UCLA its only 2 losses of the season. The Bruins come in 27-2, and Dugalich with the 3-pointer.
And really what Corey Close preached to us was that they just got out-toughed, if that's even the right word. But USC has played with a measure of toughness the first 2 times they've played each other.
JuJu Watkins gives it up. Baseline, that's a tough 2 to try to get there from Marshall. And Watkins draws the foul. She is so good at getting herself to the free throw line.
But a good start here for UCLA. This is all about execution. If they can spread the floor out, this is a team that can really get hot in a hurry and knock down those perimeter shots. That will open up their inside game for Lauren Betts to get involved. It's just that two-way basketball and that balance for UCLA.
And Watkins misses the first. She's a good free throw shooter, above 80% for the season, as she attempts about 8 free throw attempts she has here, and the most in the Big Ten this year. Really good, like I said, at getting to the free throw line.
And I thought yesterday she looked a little tired in that game where we saw her. At points, she looked a little tired in her legs. Her second half, actually, her performance in the second half was pretty phenomenal against Michigan.
You see her numbers that popped up on the screen. You think she had no problem with it, but Michigan ran her down, especially in the first half. In fact, she didn't get to the free throw line until the second half of that semifinal against the Wolverines. Betts, pump fake, spin move. She's got all the moves on that move.
And that's a really nice job. We talked to her yesterday, and she just told us, I got to let the game just come to me. And right there, you saw she had a good situation.
And 2 on Hawkes, so that's something to keep an eye on. It's going to have to be an early sub popping in here for UCLA. Tamia Gardner will have to sub out. I'm assuming, yeah, Hawkes will have to take a seat, and that's huge. On the honorable mention All Big Ten team, super efficient Hawkes is.
And they've called it pretty tight throughout this tournament.
JuJu was trying to post up in the mid-post with a 3rd turnover here for SC. And the Bruins trying to push the pace here a little bit. Reset here in the half court. Jones had a big semifinal.
And that's her game. Kiki Rice is so good with that mid-range game. And she's been a leader for the squad.
For CBS tonight, after 60 minutes and streaming on Paramount Plus. Kiki Rice was so instrumental in calling that players-only meeting after UCLA dropped its regular season finale to USC on its home court. You mentioned that Corey Close said that they got out-toughed. So Kiki Rice called the players-only meeting a couple days later on Monday. The team actually watched film together, critiqued each other, no coaches allowed in the doors, and then she said, we had one of our best practices that day.
Yeah, and they haven't been the same since, and Corey Close told us that that was Kiki Rice's defining role as a leader by calling that meeting. She's been really looking and begging for them to have a player-led team. and that's been something that's helped them down the stretch here.
We see a zone look here for UCLA. They worked on it a little bit in the semifinals. Iriafin, though, gets her first bucket.
And you know Iriafin is going to have to get some touches. She's been tremendous all season, but all tournament long. 25 and 11 against Michigan in the semifinals.
Tanaya Barker off the bench, the Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year. They feed Betts, who gets rid of it. She's been good at passing out of the double and the triple team.
And I think we're going to see a lot of different things from UCLA thrown at USC. This is a nice job. Good patience there from JuJu Watkins, getting it into Iriafin, down low, finding that opening in the zone. But UCLA is going to be switching defenses throughout this game a bit to not allow USC to be
against the Buckeyes.
Totally lit it up.
Watkins driving, and JuJu Watkins on the board with a field goal. The first field goal of the afternoon. There's Barker. UCLA might be using Tanaya Barker just a little bit more, looking towards her way a little bit more here this afternoon as Watkins fires and hits from three.
And that's where Watkins likes to shoot her threes, in transition, off the dribble. That's her favorite way to get it. The defense scrambling, and we know that she's going to be blanketed throughout the game, but she finds her shots.
She's the Big Ten Player of the Year. Well, she leads the Big Ten in scoring. And Malia Samuels picks the pocket. Iriafin with the finish, but that all Malia Samuels, one of the smallest players on the court, with some big heart on that play.
As she's so feisty. We saw who gets out and will dog you defensively.
SC's first lead after that turnover, a 7-0 run here for the Trojans.
Of execution, just tremendous job from Samuels. She hustles. They call her pitball for a reason, leading to some offense at the other end.
Watkins scored 38 to snap UCLA's 23-game win streak. March 1st, last game of the regular season for these two teams. The Trojans clinched their first Big Ten regular season title in its Big Ten debut. Watkins scored another 30 points in the win. So, man, digest these numbers in these two matchups.
It really is incredible how well JuJu Watkins has played throughout this rivalry. 68 points between the two games from her, and so far 8 points. She's 3 of 3 from the floor. Pretty good stat line.
Well, she's made quick work of it. She's got 7 of the last 9 points for SC. And coming out of this timeout, UCLA had to recollect itself. We'll see what they come out with this timeout. Jones, a baseline jumper. That's a 2-pointer. USC clears. Here's Watkins. This transition has kind of freed her up a little bit. We got a kickball. And so it'll stay here with the Trojans taking it out from the baseline. So the Trojan trouble, man, Corey Close and UCLA have had all kinds of trouble. Look at, they've only 2 losses to the Trojans, and they're perfect against everyone else this year.
Yeah, I think it's just been a little bit of a matchup problem. And right here, JuJu Watkins being doubled.
Samuels, boy, she has been big. Got increased playing time for SC in the semis, and some big moments already, forcing a turnover in the big bucket, and she's bringing the big attitude, too.
This is what makes it so hard to guard USC and to have a game plan against JuJu Watkins. You send the double against her, and then she passes so well out of it, and this is where they can really burn you. So it's hard. You pick your poison.
Lindsay Gottlieb said her nickname is Pit after being a pit bull, and you can see it. Iriafin, crab dribble, can't get the jump hook, but SC with another chance. Over to the shooter, Howell, who can't get it. How about a third opportunity for the Trojans? They've scored on their last 6 possessions. Watkins with a miss.
Those second and third chance opportunities can really come back to be the reason why you can win games in this situation.
UCLA, the response, Gardner off the bench in her first year playing with the Bruins and the blue and gold. Transfer out of Oregon State.
And she was the 6th player of the year out of the Pac-12 last year. A lot of really tremendous talent on both these squads.
Samuel's hesitation. She's got 8 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Gives it up. Pump fake by Howell. who's in trouble. Back to Samuels, who lets it fly. Oh,
Wow.
A couple of big buckets off the bench.
That was really good defense, better offense. I mean, that was a difficult shot from Samuels. She knows how to make the right decisions at the right time.
She's a perfect 2 for 2 from 3. Diving on the floor. Watkins looking to save it. And it's off to the races there for the bucket. And the putback is good by Avery Howell.
That was great hustle by Watkins. I mean, she really wanted that basketball. You could see it. You've got to be the first to the ball in this situation. A 17-3 run here.
This pressure has caused some problems here for UCLA. And again, quick hands, the deflection. They're going to be up against it here with the shot clock. Single digits here to work with for Jones. That hesitation drive and the kick out. 5 on the shot clock from the corner. It's another three-pointer for Gardner.
And that's what's important for UCLA. They can really shoot it. They've got to continue to get those kickouts because they have proven throughout this tournament that they can knock those down. Nice shot from Gardner.
Threes have been big here for the Bruins. A perfect 4 for 4 after that bucket. Area Finn, pump fake, thinks about it, takes the mid-range short. And it'll stay here. Trojans basketball.
And this is the kind of hustle I was talking about with JuJu Watkins getting on the floor. She doesn't just do it offensively, but she is so tough when it comes to being that one that gets that basketball, good follow-up, and all of that defensive intensity is what's leading to, I think, this run from USC.
Clarice Akuwafo has checked in. She's been big defensively in this series for USC. There's a loose ball. Someone's got to come down with it. Bruins do. Kiki Rice walked with it. Watkins forced that turnover. And now 4 turnovers here for the Bruins.
And some of these are errors. And Corey Close told us the reason they lost a couple of games against these guys is because of errors. And so it's important that they clean those errors up, the turnovers, the nonchalant passes, not getting to the ball first. Those are things that they need to clean up here.
Yeah, Julianne, UCLA turnovers in 3 of the last 4 possessions. Boy, this quarter has moved fast. Inside 60 seconds left.
And Jones is on Watkins here. That's a matchup.
Von Olhoffen. A post-entry pass and the finish. Akunwafo.
Really nice patience there from the Trojans.
Akunwafo defending Betts. That's where she's excelled in the series. The drive from Jones looking for Betts. Betts hangs on, but she's got 2 Trojans hanging on too. And a jump ball. It'll be USC basketball, the 5th turnover here for the Bruins.
And this is just a really nice job, just reading the defense and finding Akunwafu underneath. Good job posting up deep in the lane.
You got your shooters checking in. Man, I mean, look at Malia Samuels and the reception that she got just there. Headed back to the bench. What a contributor she has been here in the first quarter.
Huge spark plug for them.
Another look at that Bruins zone. USC trying to bust this zone on this possession. 9 seconds left in the quarter. They turn it over. Kiki Rice. Transition look and the finish on the left side. Her first field goal, and that'll be the final play of the quarter. 8 points off of turnovers here for UCLA. We've got the Trojans and the Bruins in the Big Ten Tournament Championship for the first time in conference history. 1 quarter down, 3 to go. I'm AJ Ross with Bruins coach Corey Close.
Coach, USC on a big run to end the first there. I heard you imploring your team to crash the boards harder and to play better transition D. How do you feel they responded?
Oh, I didn't hear you, but I'll tell you, our team's got to play way harder. They out-hustled us, and that's unacceptable. Now, I think we're doing fine when we play on things together, but they won the hustle plays. They got more deflections, more passion plays. That has got to change for us.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
It's loud in here. That means there's a lot of fans in here. It's time for Inside March Madness presented by Chevrolet. This is what is at stake. Both UCLA and USC projected as #1 seeds with these records. USC could be the overall right now, the overall number 2 behind Texas. That could change depending on what happens with the Texas-South Carolina championship game in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean, we already saw Notre Dame lose. I mean, there's just so much still happening right now as we speak, but Corey Close making a really good point to AJ. She wants them to be hustling more, and that goes with rebounding. 10-2 on the glass here.
Kiki Rice takes the first shot of the second quarter. Hesitation, Watkins splitting the defense like they're not even there, but can't pay it off with the lay-in. Olhoffen gives it up. Here's Rhea Marshall attacking in and out. Boy, USC's pursuing the offensive boards, but UCLA clears. Rice taking a peek. Betts had about 1 touch in what seemed like the final 5 minutes of the first quarter. Here's Jaquez, who's back in the game.
She needs to get that ball.
As she does, she gives it up to her teammate Dudley, who can't get the reverse. UCLA struggling to put up some points, but persistence paying off as Dudley gets the 2.
I mean, Betts has got players full behind. I mean, get her the basketball earlier in the play, in the possession.
Watkins picks up her dribble. Smith passes up the shot. The skip pass. Von Olhoffen with a 3.
Von Olhoffen has been just lighting it up from distance here too. She is like their point guard on the floor. The way she plays, though, she can knock down shots as well. Good movement from USC.
Well, they love her, the Oregon State transfer, and then you add in Iriafin, the transfer from Stanford, and they have put together the pieces. There is Dugalich with the deep shot, which is that 3-pointer has been UCLA's friend. They're 5 for 5.
And she's a 36% 3-point shooter.
Not today. Smith, a tough shot from the baseline. By the way, South Carolina taking care of Texas in that SEC championship, 64-45. That's significant for the meaning of this. Yeah, brackets are back. Play CBS Sports bracket games for a chance to win a new SUV and a trip to the 2026 Final Four. So trying to win it for next year's Final Four. Get the CBS Sports app now to play.
Holding Texas to 45 points, not an easy feat.
How about that? And so with Texas losing, a chance possibly, if USC wins, UCLA wins, possibly for the #1 overall seed for the winner of this game. Dugalich works it over to Rice, and again a post touch here for Betts. He hasn't had many of those, but she goes right at the bucket. UCLA needs more of that.
Yeah, that's terrific. Lauren Betts, just at her size, 6'7", able to turn and face and put it on the deck. Just a unique skill.
Iriafin attacking the defense.
We saw Iriafin doing that all day yesterday. She's just got to continue to see the ball.
25 points, 11 rebounds in that semifinal. Her 11th double-double of the season. Dugalich, the handoff to Rice. We got a whistle away from the ball. And Marshall has picked up her second, trying to defend Betts.
And you see Betts here. She's working hard down low, and not an easy player to obviously cover. In that last possession, a terrific back to the basket play, puts it on the floor, and then at the other end, Iriafin. We've seen some post play here, that's for sure. Some really solid interior baskets early.
Marshall's forced to take a seat with the 2 personals. Von Olhoffen got tipped with her shot. And quick hands, UCLA this time forcing the turnover. USC, though, scrambling. They're scrappy. They're down on the deck trying to save this possession. It'll be an over the back.
Those are the hustle plays that Corey Close meant when she was talking to AJ. You've got to continue to really force some turnovers. Be first to the basketball. Dive for the loose basketball. I mean, that's what you want to see. Those are things that'll get you the possession back.
6 turnovers for the Trojans. Corey Close, so honest with our AJ Ross in her in-game interview. Again, talking about toughness. It's what she talked about with this series. It's what she's talking about and focusing on again here today. Jones trying the crossover on Iriafin. Here's Gardner. Dugalich, post touch, bodies go flying. Gardner gets an open look at it. And Dugalich pursuing the offensive rebound. It'll be USC basketball. We're talking about the top seeds. You know, according to CBS Sports Research, you see Texas as a #1 seed. Both UCLA and USC are right there, but it's the #1 overall seed that you want to try to get. These teams have a crack at it.
Yeah, they certainly do.
Watkins against Barker. Keep an eye on that matchup. Barker makes it tough. USC, though, another opportunity, and paying it off is Howell for 3.
And that is that second chance opportunity. And Howell has been just so terrific this whole tournament, coming up with really important shots at pivotal moments in the game.
Julian, how about 9 offensive rebounds for USC? They've generated 6 points off of those O boards. Here's Parker going right at Howell, who commits her first personal. Talked about Janiyah Barker, the Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year. Just interesting that Corey Close singled her out in our meetings, in our team meetings last night. And said she's an elite scorer. Thinks that maybe she can be the one that can take pressure off Lauren Betts.
And defensively, she comes in and she will definitely make it difficult for anyone she's covering.
Bracket week continues over on CBS Sports Network all week long. Catch non-stop conference tournament action featuring 10 championship matchups across the men's and the women's game. Best time of year to be a basketball fan is March.
That's right, here we go. Nice dive.
The cut from Watkins, the foul by UCLA. And Watkins will take another trip back to the free throw line. London Jones with her second.
And that's where Watkins was successful yesterday, off the ball, just really good with her movement. Some games she's better when she's got the ball in her hands, but then she's also excelling when she's got it off the ball.
JuJu Watkins, now 9 points on the day. And 4 UCLA fouls. How about 3 of them have been drawn by Watkins? Jaquez will check in. Jones will check out for UCLA. They say Jaquez, she's dealing with being under the weather a little bit. They said, she'll play through anything. One of their toughest players. Not playing 100% for the Bruins today. Here she is with the ball, gives it back up. Gardner's had some big buckets for the Bruins, but feeds Barker there on the inside and draws the foul against Iriafin, her second.
And that's a really good job by Barker, just going at Iriafin. You want to try to get her in foul trouble if at all possible, to take her out of her game.
I remember Iriafin actually got in foul trouble in the last meeting against UCLA, the regular season. She picked up 2 fouls in the first quarter, then had 3 fouls in the first half. And somehow the Trojans actually survived major foul trouble by like 4 or 5 rotation players in that game.
And that speaks to their depth. And Iriafin out of the game here, giving her a little breather.
Barker, also a transfer from Texas A&M. The most minutes actually she's played in her career was as a freshman with the Aggies, which about 23 minutes per game. That free throw won't count, a lane violation by Dugalich. And so wipe off that point here for UCLA. As you see, this is time right now with Lauren Betts on the bench for the Bruins.
Certainly another error that Corey Close won't be excited about.
Watkins being guarded by Rice. Crossover between the legs, that double team coming. Watkins spins away from it. And Rice chases down the rebound. Look at her going at speed. Dugalich gives it right back to Rice. Good up fake. This is what she can do. Attack, and it's an offensive foul call by Rice.
And that's tough because that's what she does well. A really great defensive effort there.
all South Carolina. Sanaya Fagan with a 3 at the end of the third. It was already over. Third straight SEC title. And Lisa, our women's bracketologist Connor Grohl projects the winner of our game now. We'll get the #1 overall seed.
Adam, we love it. UCLA and SC, our game summary right now. The 3-point story you see there for the Bruins has kept them close. The rebounding story, it's interesting for the Trojans. 9 of those 15 rebounds, Julianne, have been on the offensive boards.
And that's the thing, and USC has capitalized off that. They're getting extra possessions and extra opportunities for shots, and we've seen them go down and make those shots, and that's important for UCLA to really clean up, because you're just giving them extra possessions. They're too offensively pure to allow a team like them to get so many O boards.
Julianne, Vianney Brain, Lisa Byington, AJ Ross with you. The most points through the first 2 seasons. JuJu Watkins needed 8 points to surpass Caitlin Clark coming into today. Now sitting in second place and chasing down Ohio State's Kelsey Mitchell. How about that? The top 3 scorers in two combined seasons, all from the Big Ten.
It really is impressive to see how competitive this conference has been. The fact that 12 teams could get in the NCAA tournament, I mean, that's just huge.
And Watkins again drawing yet another foul, this time also against Kiki Rice. And Rice now with 2. So Jones with 2, Rice with 2, Hawkes with 2. JuJu Watkins, even though she had missed her last 5 shots, has been a problem just generating fouls and opportunities.
And that's what makes her so tough to cover. I mean, there's so many things she does well, but getting to the free throw line is just one of those many things. And Lindsay Gottlieb, just listening to her talk about JuJu, it just was cool. She was telling us, you just see the look in her eyes. Something about her is different. She's one of those special ones. The way she elevates her game. Something that's not teachable about how she plays the game.
What I like is that free throw went in, but it hit rim, and she kind of shook her head as she backpedaled back. She's not used to her free throws hitting rim. USC just hawking Rice right at the midcourt area. Rice gets it right back, crossover, draws the foul, potty bucket and 1 for Kiki. A little shake and bake.
What a play. And I see what they're trying to do here. They want to get all over Rice so she can't see the floor as well. But how about this absorption of that contact? She doesn't shy away from it. Terrific body control here and some hang time. Wow, what a finish.
Akinwafo commits her first personal. Kiki Rice, just enjoyed our conversation with her. You know, we mentioned that she's the one that called the players-only meeting when UCLA dropped its second to USC. Corey Close said to her, that might be your defining moment as a leader. And we have absolutely begged our team, this Bruin team, to be a player-led team. Rice will get a breather.
Rice really, she has worked on her game so much in the offseason too. She told us that she was trying to add the 3 levels to her game. Everyone knows her as a terrific driver, but she's improved her mid-range and she's improved her 3-ball as well.
Lena Arnicello checks in. Her first minutes here of the first half. Guarding Malia Samuels, who had a really big first quarter. Jab step for Watkins. Keeps her dribble alive. Dougal H defending. You got 3 blue jerseys around Watkins on that shot attempt. It'll stay here, Trojan basketball. And the shot clock resetting to 20.
They know Watkins is going to get her shots. They want to make it just difficult for her.
Watkins, though, has missed her last 6 attempts. She's done a lot of her damage at the free throw line in the first half. Comes back to get it.
You see the double team here.
Almost lost her footing. 3-pointer rims out for Smith. Arnicello gives it up, and a foul against Von Oelhoffen, her first. CBS Friday, head down under with the unstoppable team from 2 countries with one mission. It's NCIS Sydney. New Friday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. 2 shots coming for Dougal-Each. With SC now in the bonus. Women's game, women's college game. It's 5 team fouls. And then the opposing team gets 2 free throws. JuJu became a starter in year number 2 at UCLA. I mentioned she's an Oregon transfer. Became a starter in the last couple of years.
And she really provides the long-range ability, stretches the floor well, and a terrific rebounder. Finished 25th in the Big Ten in rebounds per game just last season.
Akuwafo, a little bit of trouble, dragged her pivot foot, and the 5th turnover.
And UCLA amping up the pressure here defensively.
Check that, the 7th turnover for SC. Jones gets it right back. That's Jones, a 2-player game, and a double dribble headed off that screen.
Something we don't see called that much. Just trying to play a little too fast, and that's what USC will make you do.
9 turnovers for the Bruins. You see Jones, she's got the 3-pointer, but also a lot of these players, though, have been tagged with a turnover here in the first half. JuJu, a little too much contact. We've seen a lot of different primary defenders on JuJu Watkins here in the first half.
Throwing a lot of different things at her. Now, one thing that Corey Close has not really done is she doesn't tend to throw the junk defenses at her so much. She does the team defense sort of thing, and I think it's all about finding the right person that can kind of contain her.
14 fouls for UCLA. The next one will put USC in the bonus. Samuels working with 10 seconds on the shot clock. Up top to Watkins. She got that jab set. Back to Samuels. Well off the mark. And a shot clock violation.
Really nice possession there from the Bruins.
A reminder, Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Renee Montgomery, and Jay Wright are standing by in New York to catch you up on the teams that have already punched their ticket to the big dance. That's coming up on AT&T at the half. Tons of women's championships taking place here on this Sunday. This one on CBS, the Big Ten Championship, one of the later tips of the day. JuJu, cross-court pass. Jones working on it and trying to find the hot-handed Gardner. Well, UCLA hit his first 5 3-pointers. There's another one from Jones. She's got 2 of those here today in a 7-0 UCLA run.
And London Jones doesn't need a lot of time to get that shot off. She's got a quick release, and she's really feeling hot this weekend.
2 and some change left. Watkins driving. Boy, she's got that look in her eye, and she's got 14 already in the game.
A little hesitation, the change of speed, just the way that she just glides to the rim. It's so hard to stop that.
Betts post touch. Turning over her right shoulder with a miss.
Now, those are rare misses for her. I mean, she's getting the basketball there pretty deep.
Watkins for 3, not there. Chases down her own miss. Gets it back. Puts it back for 2.
Too easy for JuJu. Too easy. Followed her shot. Textbook basketball right there. You got to put a body on her.
12 offensive rebounds for the Trojans in the first half. Jones working off the Betts screen. Lauren Betts has been quiet, 4 points. She's taken 4 shots, and Jones gets rejected, but it'll stay here on the baseline.
But JuJu Watkins here with the shot. She just follows her own shot. You gotta make sure that you're stepping out and boxing her out, or she is just gonna find her rhythm down low. And then the other end, a tremendous effort there, an effort play with the block. You've got to be so cognizant of the fact that there's a lot of great shot blockers on this team.
They got Betts for the screen, her first. And the 10th turnover for UCLA.
When you play against USC, you've got to have that mid-range game ready.
There's Parker. And she commits the personal foul, her first. USC in the bonus.
And that's where you don't want to foul, because there's not much that JuJu can do with the basketball that far out. And now you send her to the line.
Right, and we've seen a few of those fouls committed right around in that area by UCLA. JuJu Watkins has caught the women's basketball world by storm. Certainly lit the world of Los Angeles on fire. And this rivalry has renewed interest in LA. First two meetings, celebrities in the house, folks of course like Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller, Kevin Hart, Vanessa Bryant, Kelsey Plum, comedian Leslie Jones had made an appearance in the first two meetings in Los Angeles between these two teams. Betts makes the catch. She's going right at it, trying to use some physicality herself. Watkins with the save between the legs, but USC can't corral it.
Betts has a hard time getting calls too. I mean, they get her the basketball, but she just hasn't been able to finish the last couple possessions. But good hustle here. Ball stays with UCLA.
UCLA went on a 7-0 run, only to be answered by USC's current 6-0 run. A 3-second differential, game and shot clock. Betts hands it off. Arnesalo. Arnesalo, the runner, not there. And a battle for it on the baseline. Here comes Watkins. This is where she excels in the transition. Good ball movement by the Trojans. Results in the three-pointer as Howell pours it in a 9-0 run for USC. Last shot of the first half, and it generates the largest lead for the Trojans against the Bruins.
You could not have asked for a better scenario here. Look at the ball movement, multiple players touching the basketball, and Howell drops another one. That's very reminiscent of yesterday's game where Howell knocked one down, but you gotta love the aggressiveness from USC.
45-35. Watkins leading the way with 18 points. And the third meeting between the Trojans and the Bruins in this one for the Big Ten Tournament Championship. Let's check in with A.J. Ross.
Thank you. You all collectively shot 47% in that first half against a UCLA team that has led this conference in scoring defense. How do you keep that intensity going in the second half here?
Keep giving the ball to JuJu. She's cooking them. So I think that's our best offense right now. And, you know, making sprays. We have good shooters. Avery just hit a big bucket. But I think we're doing everything perfect right now. We got to just keep our foot on the gas.
Good luck. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Give the ball to JuJu. That's a good plan.
I would say so.
That's the end of the first half. The score is 45-35. We'll get you to Adam Zucker in our New York studio for AT&T at the half after the break. This is NCAA Conference Championship Weekend presented by Allstate.
Zerbiak, Renee Montgomery, and Jay Wright. We had a one-point game a second ago, and now USC is up by 10. JuJu Watkins and company taking over that final stretch.
Yeah, I mean, JuJu's taking over. It's crazy because she could easily have 20-plus. She missed a couple layups, but this is what she does. She just goes downhill. It's hard to stop them. Hit her with a little euro right there. Easy basket. But when she gets the rebound, look out, because now she's going straight downhill. Nobody pulls up on her. Take all three of those. And right here, this is her just euroing all over the place. It's hard to stop her because if you don't come out on her, she shoots the three. If you do come out on her, she's going to euro right past you.
Yes, she is. And you know what, for UCLA, Lauren Betts is struggling. she averages 20 and 10. But in the both games that UCLA lost to USC, she struggled. They have big bodies that they can put on her, yet USC, they open the floor up for JuJu. They've got shooters all around her. I like what UCLA is doing with their threes. They've got 6 threes already. Play some small ball, and then you got to get the ball out of JuJu's hands. You got to go double JuJu, because when she goes one-on-one, she gets to the foul line or scores.
I love the passion, the effort that USC is playing with. I mean, they are diving all over the floor. Watch this key play here. This sums up the first half. Malia Samuels just sells out, floor burns, wants that loose ball more. Look at the effort. That's how you win Big Ten championships. That's how you get the overall #1 seed. Gets it to Area Finn. Just a tremendous job of coming in and playing and getting all those extra possessions, +9 on the offensive glass. They've got 9 more shot attempts because they are just first to the ball.
They're getting more rebounds offensively than UCLA is defensively. Doubling them up there, 12-6, 23-9, the edge in rebounds total so far in our Big Ten championship. And the Big Ten, not the only conference crowning a champ today. Let's hit some highlights. We showed you what happened here a little bit ago. Dawn Staley's team just running away with the SEC championship against Texas, was the #1 team in the country. SC the 1 seed, Renee, and they showed they should be.
Absolutely, and shouts to South Carolina and their bench, because their bench has been doing numbers all season long, but especially in this tournament, they've been great.
And those are 2 projected 1 seeds as well. But as we told you, CBS thinking our Big Ten champ will be the one who gets the #1 overall. Bit of a surprise in the ACC. Duke was down by as much as 14, Wally. Ashlyn Jackson with the 3-pointer. They get the lead. They never look back.
Nope. And then Duke's Aluchi Akanawa gets the bucket underneath. She had 22, 10, and 4 assists. Duke women can hoop also. What a big...
Shouts to Karen Lawson. That's my homie.
There you go. Gets carried off as well for their first ACC title since 2013. SoCon Championship, Chattanooga, UNC Greensboro, nice pass. Khalees Kane, 20 points, 12 boards, 5 blocks, coach.
SoCon ball. Khalees Kane with a block there, and Nia Smith makes the layup and is fouled. She made the free throw. UNC Greensboro's first SoCon championship since 1998. Second NCAA tournament appearance.
What a great day of basketball. Champions again. All right, we got a lot more to get to here. Back with more AT&T at the half after this. Game. On the men's side, tickets have already been punched. Earlier on CBS, Bradley trying to stop Drake from completing a Missouri Valley Conference three-peat themselves. Isn't gonna happen, Wally. Here they come.
No, Sturt showing the hops, hanging around. Big Donkey at 24, 5 for 7 from 3. Drake, 3rd straight MVC title. Coach McCollum cutting down the nets. Impressive performance. Locked down Bradley on the defensive end of the floor.
30 wins on the season now. They join 4 other teams who have punched their tickets to the NCAA tournament. SIU, Edwardsville, Omaha, and High Point all making their first appearance. Lipscomb back in the dance for the first time since 2018. For Drake, they secure their 8th tournament appearance. And in 7 days, the madness officially begins. Find out who is in and who is out on Selection Sunday, when we bring you the field of 68 teams for this year's men's NCAA tournament right here on CBS at 6 Eastern. So it's like a week and 20 minutes. All right, is this game going to get tight again? What do you think?
Oh, man, I mean, I think so. Rivalry games usually find a way to do that, but Lauren Betts has to get going, and UCLA has to find ways to get those hustle plays that you were talking about, Wally. That's what it's going to come down to.
I think, you know what, I think they got to get away from Lauren Betts. She can't score against them. They got too many bodies. I think they got to spread it out, and they got to shoot threes. They've got 6 threes already. They're shooting the ball well, but they got to get the ball out of JuJu Watkins' hands. Yeah. You can't stop her. She's not shooting a great percentage, but she's on the foul line all day. You got to get it out of her hands, make somebody else beat you.
She moves at a different speed. You can tell she glides around out there on the floor. If UCLA wants to get back in this game, though, Lauren Betts has to do something, I think, in this second half. Yes, they're making threes, but she has to get
even if it's rebounds on the board.
I'll take some rebounds. Yeah. Those 2s against USC's 3s are not going to do it.
Watkins already has 18. She's had at least 30 in both games against them. That'll do it for now, though, from New York. The second half of the Women's Big Ten Championship is coming up.
Thank you for watching AT&T at the half.
CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten Women's Championship is sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. Be a sub above. Progressive, bundle home and auto and save. And by the U.S. Army, be all you can be. It's Los Angeles against Los Angeles, UCLA against USC here at halftime. Julianne and Lisa with you. And Julianne, the Big Ten Player of the Year, JuJu Watkins, the only player in double figures, 18 points, even after seeing 4 different defenders in the first half.
She did what JuJu does well, and she scored in a variety of ways. She defended. It led to their offense. She really got them going and in rhythm, and I really thought that USC's, obviously, rebounding game was incredible. Their 12 offensive rebounds led to a lot of their offense, ended the half on a 9-0 run.
Taking a look at the Buffalo Wild Wings' first half stats, you see Watkins with her 18 points, about 38% shooting. And the rebounding story continues to be interesting. 12 offensive rebounds for SC, and only 9 total rebounds for UCLA in the first half.
Yeah, that's got to change for UCLA for sure.
This is NCAA Conference Championship Weekend presented by Allstate. Watkins, you see her numbers this series. A couple of 30-point games and the leading scorer here in the first half.
Now, can UCLA respond? And that's been a big thing that, as a group, they've had to respond to these things in-game, not just respond to losses to USC.
Von Oelhoffen knocks down the three-pointer in a 12-0 extended run for the Trojans. And now this is the largest lead of the game.
Well, these first couple minutes are very important for UCLA to not let this get away.
Jaquez, she picked up those 2 early fouls and then didn't see JuJu Watkins here defensively after that. A 3-point miss and a quick possession for the Bruins. And how do they get back in this in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think UCLA's got to play a little bit more tough, and they haven't played with that toughness that Coach Close wants them to play with. They've got to be more confident, get the ball inside. I think they have to have different angles to get it into Betts as well. And perhaps she comes up high a little bit, but they've got to get her more involved. And Kiki has to get going as well, Kiki Rice.
JuJu trying to get going here with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to go back-to-back, not that time. Von Oelhoffen will drive and penetrate. Another offensive rebound for SC. Make it 3 opportunities again. We've seen that a few times where they've gotten 3 looks on 1 possession.
Yeah, that's another thing they've got to clean up. They've got to be able to get to those loose rebounds. Long shots means long rebounds.
Watkins getting double teamed. UCLA forces the turnover. Watkins trying to get it right back. It'll be a foul on Jones.
But this is really good. I mean, this is the kind of hustle UCLA needs to continue to see, but JuJu Watkins continues her hustle as well. And you notice she never sits back. I mean, she never just relaxes on either end of the floor. She plays with a sense of calmness, and she has a poise about her, but she never relaxes. She's always hustling.
So she gets that from her parents, mom and dad. Dad played football, mom track and field. Kiki Rice with 3 personals. Let's check in with AJ Ross.
Well, Lisa and Julianne, you hit the nail on the head talking about rebounding. Corey Close was shaking her head at that with the first half stats showing UCLA lost that battle 23-9. She also pointed to effort plays, saying USC has gotten way too many possessions because of those rebounds, turnovers, effort plays, and that's where she's expecting her team to step up here, guys.
Lucky that, SC's only gotten 8 second chance points off of those offensive rebounds. 14 offensive rebounds. You think that category could be a little bit more?
Absolutely. And I also think for UCLA, they've got to get downhill a little bit more, too. That'll really benefit them if they can get downhill, get some penetration and pitch game going.
Kickball. So UCLA takes it out for the baseline. Kiki Rice, London Jones, both with 3 personals.
See, that's where Betts has to be able to make that shot, that little chippy in the lane. If she can improve her game there, she's wide open.
Betts' numbers in this series have been below her averages, shooting percentage-wise and scoring-wise. 4 on the shot clock. Rice gives it up. Had to heave it for the 3-point attempt from Gardner. And stepping on the baseline, Jaquez trying to hustle to get to it, just a second short. It'll be USC taking it out from the baseline. Corey Close trying to plead even with the officials, trying to get some calls going her way.
This run is extending for USC, not what you want to see to start the half. They're continuing with their momentum.
Approaching about the 5-minute mark on a 12-0 extended run. And a traveling violation. So 11 turnovers for the Trojans. Smith defending Rice. Rice the second leading scorer for UCLA, and the Bruins toss it away once again.
Yeah, you cannot telegraph that pass, and Marshall was right there.
Watkins hesitates against Betts. Area Finn pursuing the offensive boards, but picks up her third personal. Remember, she had gotten into foul trouble I talked about in the last meeting between these two teams, the last of the regular season, last game of the regular season.
Yeah, and I'd be surprised if she stays in the game here for very long. I think Coach Gottlieb's probably going to get her out.
Calling it tight, Kennedy Smith now with the personal. Her second, and the team second. Lindsay Gottlieb so far letting the Area Finn play with those three personals. Trusting her in the third quarter. UCLA, Jones steps right behind the three-pointer. And with 3 threes today, London Jones becomes the fourth Bruin all-time with 200+ triples in a career.
She's absolutely unconscious this tournament. She's got to continue to get looks. She's made the one she's gotten.
That was the last field goal since the second quarter for UCLA. A much-needed one here for the Bruins. Another turnover. Watkins on the move. And Jones tries to pick the pocket. Whistle for the foul. And Jones has got 4 personals. New CBS Wednesday Survivor is calling you to a brand new season. Join host Jeff Probst for Survivor, a new episode CBS Wednesday at 8 Eastern, 7 Central, and streaming on Paramount Plus. That's huge. Jones has been big. She's found her three-point shooting the last couple of games here in the tournament.
Yeah, they need her on the floor.
And now Jaquez with her third.
But you can tell that UCLA is trying to get it into Lauren Betts, but they are forcing it a little bit and not getting the right angles to get it to her. You got to swing the basketball to the wing and try to do a post-entry pass from there.
Now Betts just with 4 points, and she's only shot the ball 5 times here this afternoon. Smith between the legs, steps it back, raises the rim on the three-point attempt. Another offensive rebound for USC.
These O boards are absolutely killing.
Make it 15 in the game.
Killing you, UCLA.
Looking inside to Betts. The Bruins can't get it to her. Betts with the post up there. There's a touch. There's the one-on-one coverage. Betts draws the foul. If UCLA can just carbon copy that possession.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a nice job by Betts. See the way she turns? She turns to that right shoulder. That's the way to go. And Watkins gets in there, tries to help out, but she does foul her. But a really nice job from Lauren Betts, just feeling the defense behind her and knowing which way to turn.
USC really physical in the last meeting against Lauren Betts. In fact, so physical, Corey Close thought it was a little bit too much physicality when she went back and watched the tape.
Yeah, she doesn't think she gets the calls. I mean, she's 6'7", so a lot of times a 6'7" player won't get the calls that maybe she should get in a lot of games throughout the season. But she's had to learn how to be super physical in there.
Corey Close's words, people are allowed to be physical with her that I just don't get. Backdoor cut, nothing there on the reverse. Marquez. Gardner for three. Gardner now 2 of 6. All her field goal attempts from three-point territory. On the move, count the bucket. A big one. Von Oelhoffen with the three-point play possibly.
Von Oelhoffen has really come up strong here. And this is the depth of Lindsay Gottlieb's squad. She just has so many people she can turn to, and Von Oelhoffen does a nice job here just hanging in the transition. When USC gets out and runs, that is their game. That's what they want. They want to up this tempo, and they've been able to do that successfully here. UCLA coming into this game needed to make this a half-court, grind-it-out type of game for that to benefit them. Just slug it out. It hasn't done that.
Can't convert on the and one. But before that bucket, USC was 0 for its last 9. It's trying to take advantage of a cold spurt here by USC. Betts. The last couple of possessions, she's gotten a good touch.
Yeah, really nice job. And no Iriafen in the game right now, and that's just a good job getting it to her.
Betts now with 8 points. She averages just under 20 per. Watkins pulls, it's a long 2, gets the bounce. A 2-pointer for JuJu and another 20-point game, her 26th of the season.
She just creates that space for herself with the dribble. So multifaceted in her skill set.
Watkins' first points of the third quarter in the second half, and Gardner has another 3-pointer, make it 3 in the game.
That has really been a sweet spot for UCLA. They are shooting the ball well from the perimeter.
USC calls a timeout. Lindsay Gottlieb to talk about it.
Known that she is just a commander on this floor. This is on-ball screen here. She doesn't even have to use it. She just strides in like she's on ice skates, gets to the lane, and just makes it look so seamless with the way that she's able to glide in there. But she's just been able to get it done here every time she has played the UCLA.
You said she's, cool, calm, and collected. A lot of the reason is, she says, because of those two, AJ, her parents.
I had the chance to speak with JuJu's parents right before this game, and they said what impresses them most about her is her continual efforts in raising her standards and her own expectations of her game. She has been seeing a lot of different defenses, a lot of different doubles and different looks since she was in junior high, guys, and they say they're always reminding her to not let that throw her off her game, to stay focused, and hasn't thrown her off today, clearly.
Her relationship with her parents and her family, one of the main reasons why she chose to go at USC. She basically had her picking of schools, as you can imagine. Here's JuJu with 6 seconds on the shot clock. Iriafen, mid-range, gets partially blocked by Barker.
And when Coach Gottlieb got the job coming from the Cavs, where she got some NBA opportunities with the Cleveland Cavaliers, her first mission was to try to get to know her, but she didn't really want to be on the phone a lot, she said. So she said it was a very intimate courting kind of time, and then she committed to them in her first year. Has hung in there even though she had a rough first year as a coach with her.
And 6 seconds here for UCLA to work with. Betts trying to muscle her way. And a 3-second violation on UCLA, the 14th turnover. We will take a timeout. 3 and some change left to play in the third quarter. Saturday on CBS, the fantastic month of March for hoop fans continues, beginning with the Big Ten Tournament men's semifinals, followed by the Mountain West Tournament men's championship. We'll get you set for the day beginning at noon Eastern with Inside College Basketball presented by Progressive as the road to the Final Four continues on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. Julianne Vianney, Brain, Lisa Bynes, and AJ Ross with you for the Big Ten Championship. USC and UCLA battling for it 52-45. And Lauren Betts in that last timeout getting that right hand bandaged up.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened, but she has been pushed around a lot. It's been very physical, as it normally is for her every single night, but hopefully it's all right.
Watkins trying the triple try, not there. And always pursuing the offensive rebound, but that time guilty of the foul. And Watkins has committed her second. Let's check in with AJ Ross. You got more on Lauren Betts.
Yeah, Lisa, and speaking with a UCLA staff member here on the sideline, you told me that Lauren Betts has had that hand taped before in practice when she's been getting banged up. It's something of a preventative measure that they do, but not something to be alarmed of right now, guys.
Good fans, thanks for that thorough report. Good news, really, for UCLA fans.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, she is getting bumped around a lot. You see she's got to use that hand a lot to post up.
Yeah, more of a precautionary measure. It sounds like a handoff there to Rice. Gets it right back, and she knocks down the mid-range. That'll work.
Didn't affect the shot.
Double digits, 27 of 29 games for Pats. Area fan with a point to the sky and a sigh of relief after that bucket.
Yeah, she's gotten in foul trouble here tonight, and it's been a little difficult for her to get in rhythm.
Betts with the post touch. Akunwafo defending. Betts gets the bounce. A gratuitous Betts bounce to boot.
And you really see some confidence pouring over her. The last two possessions, she's able to score. That's just what a player needs often to get yourself going. She hasn't taken a lot of shots. I mean, really, before these two shots that she's made, she had only taken 6. That's not enough for a player of her caliber, and that is a terrific post move.
Things could be turning. Betts makes the free throw. She's 7 of the last 10 points for UCLA. And all of a sudden, the Bruin fans on their feet. They can feel a momentum shift here in the third.
Remember, too, Betts is a 62% field goal shooter.
Oh, Watkins gets bumped a little bit, misses the attempt, and she's frustrated.
Yeah, I thought there might have been some bumping going on here, for sure. I mean, right there. Betts actually got away with that. She had a little body into JuJu.
Rice directing traffic, penetrating baseline into a crowd of USC players. 15 turnovers. USC gives it right back. 12 turnovers for the Trojans. Gardner's been a problem from 3. Misses that attempt. Area Finn with the rebound.
But those are the kind of threes you want. In transition, the defense is scrambling.
Area Finn pulls. Gardner with the rebound. Making sure that USC doesn't get extra opportunities at least that time. Rice off of Barker. Rice off balance off the glass. And a 12-4 run, and the closest that UCLA has been since the first half.
Much needed bucket there from Rice.
Shot clock still in play. 2-second differential. Watkins trying to give it up. A post delivery ball is loose. UCLA comes up with it. And a chance to tie or take the lead at the end of the quarter. Rice in trouble, gets wrapped up, calls a timeout with 4.5 left in the quarter. Oh, rivals tangling. It is close and it is fun.
Strong, she knew that Irafian was in foul trouble. You gotta just take it at her right now, and that was a smart play.
15 miles from the Galen Center where USC plays to Pauley Pavilion where UCLA plays. A runner coming out of that timeout. Jaquez couldn't get it. CBS Sports coverage of the Big Ten Women's Championship is sponsored by Harbor Freight. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight. Nissan. And by Allstate, you're in good hands. Look at the last 4 winners. Look at Caitlin Clark just soaking it in after 3 straight here for Iowa. It'll be the first Big Ten championship for either UCLA or USC. We head down to AJ Ross, who's with Lindsey Gottlieb at the start of the 4th quarter.
Coach, UCLA on a 12-4 run to end that quarter. Turnovers helping them claw back into this one. What more do you need to see from your team to get some separation in this one?
Yeah, I mean, we got to make better decisions in transition. I feel like if we can go, we got to go and get our advantages. And if not, we got to set it up and get the look that we want. We also got to get some stops, some clean stops, so we can run as fast as we need to run.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
Lindsay Gottlieb, USC won the regular season championship by beating UCLA twice and trying to sweep the championships in the first year of Big Ten play, an expanded Big Ten conference, going from 14 teams to 18 teams this year. And these two teams have been the cream of the crop in conference play across the country. A real treat to watch these two teams tangle for the third time this season.
Two programs really peaking at the same exact time. And just so happens they're crosstown rivals. Very exciting.
Yeah, I mentioned their two arenas are about 15 miles apart. That's what, like 3 hours of drive time in LA traffic, right?
Rather not drive in LA.
Corner look, it's an air ball, went all the way over the basket on that attempt. It's an opportunity here for UCLA. Last lead coming in the first quarter, and it was 11-10. There's only been one lead change here tonight. Betts taking a peek inside, 4 seconds to shoot. UCLA's up against it. Betts has to put it on the deck and beats the shot clock. Wow, ties it at 54.
Betts has been just huge here these last few possessions. You can see she's coming alive.
Offensive foul call against Watkins, her third. And the last basket by Lauren Betts.
I mean, these last three baskets by her have been so needed just to get her confidence going. But look at how 6'7", she puts it on the deck, gets all the way to the lane, and finishes at the rim. What a move to tie it up here.
And look at the foul trouble. We've mentioned Jones with 4, Rice with 3, Jaquez with 3. Watkins and Ariafin both with 3 with USC. Ariafin's been playing with the 3 personals for a while.
And I think that's made her have to play a little tentative because of it. And they're gonna get it to whoever she's covering. See, that's smart. Go at her because she's not gonna wanna pick up that next foul.
A 9-0 UCLA run, the first lead since 5:21 in the first quarter. The Bruins have battled all the way back, trailing by as many as 13. Watkins trying to take matters into her own hands. Shovel pass over to Marshall, who pulls it well off the mark. And a foul there on the floor.
Right, UCLA does a great job here getting it inside to Barker. And we said it earlier in the broadcast that Coach Close wanted to get Barker the ball a little more in this game. And that's a smart situation, just recognizing that Ariafin is in foul trouble. Get it to her and go at her.
Ariafin, handoff to Watkins. Those two work so well together. Watkins splits it. Betts says, give me that. Jones to Betts, another turnover. Off and running, over to Watkins. Leaves it short. Oh, they keep it in play. Somehow Marshall did there on the baseline.
UCLA has been able to get stops here, and that's been pivotal because getting those stops and then scoring, of course, has been big.
A backcourt violation is the call, so another turnover. But back the other way on the USC side.
Well, how about the sea of blue here surrounding JuJu Watkins and Lauren Betts, almost 3 blocks per game, showing you why she's one of the best shot blockers in the country.
You know, comparing our two stars, Watkins just 2 points in the second half, 1 for 7 shooting. Betts, meanwhile, 11 points, 4 for 4 from the field in the second half.
So efficient. I mean, Betts takes most of her shots around the rim, 62% field goal shooter.
Area Finn gives it up. Smith quickly gives it back to Marshall. USC is struggling.
Now, is this where their legs might come through? They had a tough game against Michigan last night.
Tip-off, they're going to give it to UCLA. And no surprise that with Watkins struggling a bit in the second half, SC has struggled here in the second half. And on the flip side with UCLA and Betts.
Yeah, just a tough handoff here. Watkins couldn't corral it.
Finn defending Rice. Short. SC basketball.
USC needs a bucket here bad.
How do you get it?
I think you get the ball to JuJu Watkins and let her take it a little bit one-on-one. As she gets it done, and this is good. You're isolating her on that left side.
Dugalich maybe has had the most success defensively for UCLA against Watkins in all kinds of traffic. She can't get it, she's frustrated. Rice on the move, the Bruins on the move. Quick hands, Rice stays with it for two. Samuels thought she had the pickoff.
She nearly did. Great hustle, but Kiki Rice staying with it.
And the Bruins on an 11-0 run to go ahead by 4. Area Finn pursuing. And trying the foul.
Buckle up, folks. This is a game. And Rice here gets it blocked. And then she stays with it. Samuels with the hustle. I mean, that's what she does. She's a pit. She hustles, like we said, a pit-bo. But what a hustle play from Rice as well.
Area Finn's first trip to the free throw line. Next Sunday, we find out who's in and who's out. This year's bracket is revealed on the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Selection Show at 6 Eastern right here on CBS and streaming on Paramount+. We got the countdown clock. One of my favorite things to see on CBS.
That's right.
One of my favorite days, Selection Sunday.
See where everybody's going. It's the best time of the year. We'll be glued to our TVs or at the games.
Area Finn gets her hands in the way of that passing lane, forces a turnover.
Really nice hustle from Area Finn, just getting in the passing lane. And those defensive efforts can get them the extra possessions they want.
19 UCLA turnovers, 3 in the last 5 possessions. It's what USC can do. They average about 19 turnovers forced against opponents here this year. So UCLA right at that mark. 5.5 to go in this one. Watkins, she tosses it away. Here comes Jones, and she loses it.
But the way UCLA has defended here, Lisa, that has been really big on JuJu Watkins. They have made it tough for her this quarter. They've really done a great job. That was nice anticipation from Jones.
Dugalich has been hawking Watkins. There she is at the top. All the second half, Watkins forced to give it up. USC gives it up. Watkins off the glass. The second half has been owned by UCLA.
They're being really patient in the half-court game, but they're also getting the ball up the floor when they have those situations to be able to run it.
Bruins outscored USC in the third quarter, 17-9 so far, outscoring them in the fourth, 8-2. Watkins, pump fake, forcing that shot up.
And you've got to think Watkins must be feeling it in her legs right now.
We'll take a timeout, 4:33 to a champion.
With 2 more tickets being punched on CBS Sports Network, it was South Dakota State making it a three-peat in the Summit League. Haley Timmer, one of 3 players with 20 points. Look out! Oh, They've won 13 of the last 17 Summit League titles. And the A10 goes to George Mason, who will make their first ever tournament appearance. Paula Suarez with 23, including the buzzer beater to end the third quarter. Patriots are going dancing. Now let's find out who's going to win the Big Ten.
Yeah, let's find out. We love ourselves punching tickets here to get to the NCAA tournament. Here is the Jersey Mike's Subs game summary. UCLA currently on this 18-4 run to take control of this game.
They've done a great job just holding down Watkins these last few minutes, this last quarter, and they've really upped their game defensively. They've held on to the basketball a little bit better, and they've been able to score on the offensive end and do what they want to do well. And of course, Betts has come alive here.
These two teams go the way their stars go. Watkins, 18 points in the first half, 47% from the field, and then in the second half, just the 2 points, 17% shooting. 2 ties, 2 lead changes, biggest lead. UCLA had to battle back from being down 13. Julianne Vianney-Brain, Lisa Byington, AJ Ross with you for the first meeting of the Big Ten Tournament Championship between UCLA and USC. Los Angeles rivals going at it. Barker trying to foul.
And again, getting the ball into Barker, utilizing her ability as their power forward.
Rick Rose telling us she's going to go Barker's way. The Big Ten Sixth Player of the Year. And her free throw numbers this season. Makes good on the first. When a high school girls soccer team's plane crashes in the woods, they're forced to do whatever it takes to stay alive. Yellow Jacket stars Melanie Linsky with Christina Ricci stream the new season now on the Paramount Plus with Showtime planned. USC's or UCLA's largest lead here, +6. People Leach has done a fantastic defensive job on Watkins, has made every possession tough. Watkins gives it up. Area Finn calls her back. Area Finn challenging Betts, who gets her. Another block for Betts, but USC will get possession on the baseline.
Yeah, Betts has really dominated the paint defensively, has gotten some block shots here. She's really, really good at her body control, doing that without fouling.
They got a timeout here by USC. The third block for Betts, and her team is up 6. In the bonus here in women's college basketball. Tell me about this UCLA scoring.
Well, the Bruins have been just getting it done in a variety of ways, but really doing it in the paint. I mean, Lauren Betts has been terrific. Kiki Rice here with the finish. These extra possessions, those hustle plays have really gone their way this half, but they've gotten to the rim.
And USC is still cold here in the second half. Out of that timeout, got a good look at it for Avery Howell in the corner.
And they've been cold. I think they're a little tired after a tough game yesterday, and also I think you give credit to UCLA's defense.
0 for 9 for USC in this quarter. No field goals for the Trojans in the fourth. Barker looking to attack. Watkins comes up with it, surveying her options. Calls her own number, Euro step, draws the foul. It's been a minute here for JuJu Watkins to go to the free throw line.
Of course, very frustrating for her, but she's got to get to the line, and that's a nice job. You know she's going to take over at some point and look to get opportunities at the rim. She got to the free throw line a lot early in this game.
Well, she's drawn 10 of UCLA's 17 fouls tonight. And she just drew the 4th on Kiki Rice. So 3 players for UCLA with 4 personal fouls. Rice and Jones and Jaquez. There's your foul trouble. No one with 4 personal fouls yet for the Trojans. Watkins 4 points in the second half. 22 points in the game. Lindsay Gottlieb coming in as the #1 tournament seed. The winner of this one, though, with Texas losing to South Carolina, could get the #1 overall seed of the NCAA tournament.
Incredible. Up for grabs here.
Dugalich, a peek into Betts, makes the catch. Akanwafo with the personal. She's done a great job here defensively.
But Betts has commanded the ball, a lot more this quarter.
Yeah, she gave her problems, previously in the first 2 meetings, and for those defensive purposes. Akanwafo will take a seat with her 4 fouls. Betts immediately trying to post up Marshall, who's her new defender. Rice took a peek, drives left side instead. And Samuels commits the foul, her first.
But you see the attack mode from the Bruins. They've been in attack mode here offensively.
Parker checks back in. Dugalich checks out. Rice makes good on the first. Corey Close had talked about this team as talented as we are. In her words, she said, we aren't as confident as we should be. A lot of the focus here on the mental game and the reset heading into the Big Ten tournament after losing twice to USC in the regular season. Largest lead of the game now for UCLA.
Well, they've worked on that confidence.
Smith not there. And yet another offensive rebound. Here's Howell. That one's in and out.
And they're just cold right now.
0 for 11 this quarter. I mean, it's been mind-boggling. No field goals here for USC in the 4th.
They are definitely feeling it in their legs. I mean, that is a partial part of the factor.
4 for 28 even this half, and you see the difference first half, second half. That writes the script, but for the difference for SC, first half, second half.
Looks like she got bumped in the backcourt there.
Dugalich. 14 fouls each for USC and UCLA. The next one puts them in the free throw situation. You'll get 2 free throws from here on out for both of these teams. And a couple of timeouts left for the Trojans and the Bruins. Watkins, pump fake, challenging Betts, who swats it away. The 2 superstars going toe-to-toe in the 4th block for Betts.
And you see it in Betts' eyes, but she's really competitive right now. And they can take their time and get a good shot.
Rice crosses over. Step through move. We'll head back the other way. It's off of Rice last.
But Lauren Betts at the other end has really been ferocious with her shot blocking ability. Just anytime anyone gets in the vicinity of her reach, she has been getting a piece of it.
First in the Big Ten Conference, 5th in the country in blocks per game. Averages about 3. Watkins pulls for 3. The struggle continues here for the Trojans. Smith gets another chance. A tie-up. It'll stay here. And the Trojans, after leading by 13 points in this game, suddenly time not on their side. 1:17 left in this Big Ten championship.
Well, they've got to play with a sense of urgency here. They need a bucket.
Jaquez defending Watson. And the first field goal for USC in the 4th quarter.
Jaquez, up until that point, had really given JuJu fits.
60 seconds to play for a championship. And timeout called by UCLA. Down the stretch, he comes. It went to double OT to decide this one between these two rivals. USC takes it 80-70 against UCLA and ends up winning the final Pac-12 tournament championship.
Incredible, right? I mean, that's where this rivalry has really just blossomed more and more. And you look at this performance from Betts, and her response in this game has been so impressive. 4 blocks have come in the fourth quarter. I mean, she has been incredible.
But 4 blocks and 4 steals, active defensively, and has come alive. Her team has found her in the second half.
A ton of effort from UCLA in the second half, and that's been the big difference maker. The effort, the energy, that's been huge. And I know Lauren Betts told us, I need to be more aggressive the entire game. And that really struck me because I think something changed in her, clicked in her in the second half.
Out of this timeout. Watkins gets it inside to Betts. One-on-one coverage, Betts. They're gonna make her work for it. 1,000 career points at UCLA for Lauren Betts, and a key bucket. She's got 17 in the game. USC playing 5-on-4 with Jones late to cross half court. Marshall puts it back.
And they can still chip away here. Southern California has to continue to chip away here. And not give up. And of course, UCLA's got to play hard and not in that mode where you don't want to play not to lose type thing when you get down here, down the stretch.
JuJu Watkins with her forced personal stops the clock with 25 seconds left to play. 1 timeout for UCLA, 2 timeouts, South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, in this situation, I think it's important that, you try to get the steal. I mean, that's important. You try to get the steal first, but you have to really start to consider fouling quickly. There's only 25 seconds on the shot clock here, or on the game clock, I should say. But you're going to have to think about fouling. But here, Kiki Rice has the chance to extend the lead to 2 possessions. That's big.
This is a UCLA team that shoots 72% from the free throw line for the season.
And now it's a 2-possession game. That really ices it.
And USC uses a timeout. They'll be able to advance it when we come back. It'll be Trojan basketball. 1 timeout left for these 2 teams. Both teams in the bonus. 25 seconds to go.
You need a 3. You've got to advance it, get the 3 ball, and then you're going to have to foul. But you go for a 3 here. Now, if you only get a 2, then so be it. But I would definitely try to go for the 3.
You go for the 3 over just the best opportunity.
I mean, if you get a good opportunity, I'd say take it, and then you've got to chip away a little more. But I think they've got enough good 3-point shooters on the floor where they might draw up a play here where they might get one.
USC here tonight, though, shooting 27% from 3.
Can't waste a lot of time.
The seconds are ticking away. Here's Smith, who's 0 for 7 from 3. She loses it. Coming out of that timeout, a critical turnover by SC.
That could not have gone worse for SC. They needed to utilize that possession and get a score. What an incredible defensive play for UCLA. Now you've got a foul.
Watkins on the bench. She's got the 4 personals. And you can see her reaction. USC just 17 total points in the second half. Took them until the final minutes here of the fourth quarter to get their first field goal. It'll be a jump ball. And offense for defense substitution as Watkins checks back in.
The fourth quarter here has really won the game for UCLA, the way they have responded.
Watkins has got to be careful, though. She's got 4 personals. And the foul by Howell that stops the clock with 13 seconds to go. The only losses for UCLA, who, by the way, spent 12 straight weeks as the #1 team in the country from the end of November to middle of February. The only 2 losses were to this USC team, looking for revenge and redemption in the Big Ten Tournament Championship game.
Yeah, I mean, and it is so hard to beat a team 3 times in a row. I mean, and yes, it's going back to last year in the Pac-12 championship game. And now UCLA is feeling this.
They can feel it. The smiles are a Bruin for the Bruins. 13 seconds away for UCLA to beat USC for the first time this season and win their first Big Ten Tournament championship. It has been a tough second half for JuJu Watkins at USC.
It has. They've really made it difficult for her. And then Lauren Betts and Kiki Rice have really come up big for UCLA.
Smith takes it off from the sideline, finds JuJu, hits the 3-pointer. It might be too little, too late. Cuts the lead, though, to 5. Hopes are still alive, hanging by a thread with 10.7 seconds to play.
Yeah, this is where you full court press. If you're USC, you try to get the steal, and then perhaps you get a shot real quick. If you don't get that, you've got a foul. But JuJu Watkins with a difficult shot here off the catch. Now, one thing that I thought they did well today, UCLA, is they did limit these catch-and-shoot threes from JuJu Watkins. And the last couple of times, Corey Close told us that she made a lot more of those than she wanted.
All right, tonight on CBS begins with 60 Minutes and UConn's championship coach, Dan Hurley. It's always entertainment. Look at him go. Followed by new episodes of Tracker and Watson, plus a new episode of The Equalizer. It's all tonight on CBS Sunday. What a lineup we are giving you on the network. Big Ten Tournament Championship. We're going to have a first-time winner between the Bruins and the Trojans. Lauren Betts, what a second half she had. 13 points, 5 for 5 from the field in the second half. UCLA turns it over, still live here for USC. The seconds counting down. Watson picks it up and puts it in with 4 seconds to go. It's a 3-point game. And the clock is stopped at 3.4.
What a play. I mean, talk about just playing your heart out here. JuJu Watkins with a steal. This could not have been a better scenario for them, and they're able to score here at the other end. I love the fight. Jones getting to the line here has to win at the free throw line.
UCLA has been tough from the free throw line. 17 of 20. Now, they didn't have any free throw attempts in the semifinal against Ohio State. And now 13 of 13 this half. Watkins lets it fly. Revenge is sweet for UCLA, especially with a championship at the end of the road. The Bruins with their first Big Ten Tournament championship.
What a remarkable performance from UCLA, just coming back, gutting it out in the second half. They really turned it around in that third and fourth quarter. I mean, just remembering the losses, recovering from those losses, and then recovering in game here tonight got them this win.
The reaction from Corey Close, who had pleaded to her team about the response. She said, this is about responding. After 2 losses, the only 2 losses that UCLA suffered this season was to this USC team. And she said, we lost the toughness battle. They didn't lose the toughness battle, especially in the second half, as we check in with AJ Ross.
Lauren, we knew this was going to be a tough physical rivalry game. You were limited in the first half. It was a tale of 2 halves. You scored 13 points in the second half, crossed the 1,000-point career threshold, but it was all-out effort. Talk about the resolve and toughness of this team.
I don't think you guys understand. I'm so freaking proud of this team. We earned that game. We earned it. We worked our butts off. We stayed together. We learned. We could have given up after we lost to them back-to-back. We lost that regular season, and we just weren't done. That wasn't enough. We would not be denied this game, and I'm so freaking proud of everybody. We all came out to compete.
This marks only the 2nd conference tournament title in UCLA history. How special is this for you, your team, for the city of LA, as you literally rewrite the history books?
Listen, these coaches put together a really amazing program. I mean, these group of girls that we had, I mean, I'm just so proud of everybody. This means so much to UCLA. This program has had such a legacy, and to do it again, I mean, I just can't even believe that. I can't put it into words.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
UCLA is the Big Ten Tournament champions here in Indianapolis. The final score, 72-67. We'll be back with the trophy presentation, but after this break, we send you back to our New York studio for Inside College Basketball, presented by Progressive Insurance.
Facing USC this season is the charm for the Bruins, getting their revenge, beating their crosstown rival 72-67, claiming the Big Ten crown. We'll see who ends up being the #1 overall seed. They're both projected as ones as we welcome you to Inside College Basketball, presented by Progressive Insurance. Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Renee Montgomery, a national champ. Jay Wright, he also national champ.
Let's go.
Hey, what made this second half go UCLA's way?
I mean, first of all, you limit the touches of JuJu. She's the engine to that offense. And the first 2 times they matched up, February and then 8 days ago, JuJu had her way, scoring 68 points between those 2 games. But then when you saw the second half, because the first half looked like it was more the same, but that second half, you saw bodies around JuJu. Coach, you talked about this. You said they have to make some adjustments on JuJu. They did.
Corey Close made a big decision. Just as Renee said, first 2 games, JuJu took over the game. In the second half, they loaded to every ISO she had, which means all 4 players loaded to that side of the floor. Any 2-man game she got into, they double-teamed. And Betts protected the rim. Betts had 4 blocked shots. And when JuJu tried to get into the lane, Betts was there to knock it away. They really took her out of her offense. She had multiple turnovers in the second half. JuJu Watkins played every minute. They wore her down. That was a big-time win and a great move by Corey Close to take her out of the game.
Yeah, and Lauren Betts woke up in the second half. I think in the first half, the strategy was get the ball down to her once in a while, shoot some threes. She got hacked once in the post, got her thumb wrapped, and turned into Wonder Woman. She was unbelievable in the second half. Just took over the game, was talking smack, was getting fouled, it seemed like, every possession. The momentum completely swung in this game. Notice no double teams until late. Gave her 2 dribbles in the post. It was an outstanding game plan, and the fact that they stuck together as a team, I think, was a big reason why they came away with this championship.
I'll give you that. You talked about it at halftime, that they had to start to go to her, and you can see the difference in first half. JuJu first half and Betts first half. And that was the difference in the game. The stars, they shone.
Yeah, no.
They shine today.
Definitely.
But Betts got it in the end.
Definitely. I mean, and Coach Close was talking about their toughness. USC went on a 17-3 run in the first quarter. When you heard Lauren Betts' interview, she was saying how we could have folded. Yeah, that's something that can make you fold after a team beats you last week, then comes in, punches you quick. But they quickly figured it out and rallied together.
Yeah, they flipped it by 15 points in the second half, and Betts was so dominant down low, there were times USC was passing up layups, it seemed. But the celebration is on in Indianapolis as we send it back to AJ Ross for the trophy presentation.
Thank you so much. And what an exciting game today between the USC Trojans and the UCLA Bruins. And now to present the 2025 TIAA Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament trophy is Big Ten Commissioner Tony Petitti. Congratulations to the 2025 Big Ten Women's Basketball Tournament champions, the UCLA Bruins! I need Coach Close to come up here so I can ask her a question. Where are you, Coach? There you are. Coach, talk about making a grand debut, your first time in the Big Ten Conference, and here you are being crowned tournament champions. How special is this for you, this program, the city of LA, your fans out there?
You know, this is about young women making really hard choices and using basketball to grow in amazing ways. And I have such an incredible staff that works their tail off and always puts the mission of the program first. So I'm so gratified to see the work that they've done in the dark pay off in the light.
Thank you so much, and congratulations again to you all. 2025 Big Ten Tournament champions. Lisa, back to you.
So, yeah, congratulations to the 2025 Big Ten Tournament champions, the UCLA Bruins.